Hey everybody, happy Monday! Happy Monday! I hope everybody's week is off to an incredible start. I cannot believe it's almost 2026. And I keep saying September was like 3 years long, and like December, just the whole of December has been like 5 minutes long. So I can't even believe we're here, you know? Um, no, it's just so crazy. Um, yeah, it's so crazy. Like time just, it was going slow until it wasn't. Well, welcome to the It's Not You pod, the place where your symptoms finally make sense, right? At least we try to. I'm Jackie Koza, your perimenopause fat loss coach. I spent 15 years in figure skating before my own hormonal shift rewrote everything I knew about my body. Now I help women like us burn fat, fix the fatigue, drop the bloat, and stop buying the bullshit that this is just your age and you just need a supplement, right? Because that's not what it is. So if your body's been acting differently, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. I love it. So today we're going to talk about consistency and being overloaded. We're going to do that because we have been talking about identity shifts lately on the pod, and I want to continue into this sort of a dive into our identities and what we tell ourselves, that self-talk, you know. And I always have my water here, always staying hydrated, but that was my coffee. Just a little share. I get the iced shaken espresso at Starbucks. And there's water. They mix it with water. It's like a couple shots of espresso, water. The rest of it is a venti. The rest of it's with almond milk. And then I actually put 1 scoop of my protein powder. So I get about, I think, 24 grams of protein in my coffee. So that's my little coffee protein hack. And I cycle between frosted chocolate cupcake protein, cake batter. I think it's called cake pop. Sorry, cake pop protein. I knew I wasn't saying that right. Cake pop and frosted sugar cookie. So I just kind of go with my vibe that day. So today might be a cake pop day. So we'll see. But I do that. That is my protein hack. I do get my protein in. I do get my hydration in. Those are like top 2 line items, especially when you're in midlife. So if you want to alleviate some of the symptoms and take away some of your burden, like put the bottle of supplements down and eat protein. Shoot for 100 grams of protein a day. You could start there. That is not an exact amount for everybody. Everybody is individual, but a good baseline is 100 grams of protein a day. All right, guys, well, let's get into it. All right. If you have ever called yourself inconsistent, if you've ever said, oh, I just can't stick to this, if you've ever wondered why your motivation disappears overnight or feels like it does, this episode is for you. Okay? It's for all of us. I've done that too. I couldn't imagine. I just felt so inconsistent. Why? Here it is. You start strong, you feel aligned, you get into a rhythm, and then life happens. We all know what that's like. You start strong. You're like, I'm going to freaking do this. And then you fall off and you're like, oh my God. And then comes the negative self-talk, right? You miss a few days and then instantly your brain says, see, you can never follow through. Mm-hmm. Yep. But inconsistency, is almost never about commitment. It's almost always about capacity, and you may just be overloaded. And I want to point that out because I think it's very important in the moment when you feel like, oh my God, I am missing the gym again. Oh my God, I didn't meal prep again. we back up. That's why in Anywhere Fit, we will back up and do a time study sometimes where, not everybody needs it. Everybody needs different things, right? So sometimes when I sense you're being inconsistent because you're overloaded, we're going to do a time study. Let's see where you're allocating things. All right. And it's important because in those moments when, you're just spreading yourself too thin, you may not have or be taking that moment to realize that you are spreading yourself that thin and do a quick self-assessment like, wait a minute, time out. I may just be overloading myself here. And it may not be because I am actually inconsistent. It may just be because I am piling too much load on my day and I'm a human being and I can't possibly do all these things. And then we have that other self-talk that says, well, I'm this, so I have to do that. I'm everybody's everything, so I need to do this. Guess what? It doesn't mean that suddenly you're going to become superhuman if your body is shutting down. It's telling you something. So we can stretch ourselves as thin as we want, but eventually your body is going to tell you, hey, I can't do this. So we have to appreciate and acknowledge our limits, and let's talk about it. Because what's really happening when that fall off occurs? Okay, your nervous system is tracking everything happening in your life all at once. Okay, so we've got work demands, home responsibilities, emotional load, mental bandwidth, stress levels, sleep, energy, background worries, okay, physical recovery, hormonal shifts. And when I say physical recovery, I don't mean you're recovering from a procedure, because it could be that too, but it could also be from your workout the day before, so you're physically recovering from it. It could be from a shitty night's rest, and you're physically recovering from that. Because we all know what it's like. Those sleep disturbance nights are just, they ruin you the next day, and you feel like shit. So I always say I feel like I got hit by a Mack truck when I woke up, So you have to imagine your body is physically recovering from this. All right. So through all this invisible labor that you're doing, your body isn't judging your habits. It's just triaging survival. Okay. You're in survival mode. And when your system gets overloaded like that, it doesn't mean that it's going to prioritize your meal prep, or you're going to prioritize your workouts. You're not going to prioritize tracking macros. Like, all these things fall by the wayside because your body is going to start prioritizing things like lowering your energy output. So you're going to feel slower. Cravings, because cravings are quick relief. Your body's going to seek predictability. You're going to avoid more effort. You're going to pull back from anything demanding. You are going to just pull back from that. Your body is pulling you back. You're going to reduce your cognitive load, so you end up feeling checked out. Have you ever felt that before? Like, I don't know why I feel so checked out today. I don't know why I feel so foggy today. Well, your body is protecting you. Okay, so it's not inconsistency. It's not, because your body is in protection mode. Your body's trying to keep you from burning out here. You're burning yourself out. Here's your physical sign, okay? Not being able to focus. That's a big one. Excuse me. Feeling like you can't get yourself to start. You just can't muster that motivation. I can't tell you how many women I speak to that ask me about how they can stay motivated. Maybe it's not motivation. Maybe you're just overloading your day, and maybe you can get everything that you need to get done in the day. You can get it done, but the way you're loading up your day isn't productive for you. Okay? You're carrying too much. But you're not the woman who can't stay consistent. We know that. You know that because you are consistent. But something is getting in the way of that. You're just the woman who's been trying to be superhuman while carrying the load of 3 lives at once. We've all been there. We all do it. We all do it. Inconsistency is not about willpower, though. It's about capacity, stress, bandwidth, seasons, support. Okay? Do you have support in the seasons that are more heavily loaded? When you stop labeling yourself as inconsistent, also, you actually open the door to real consistency that's built on alignment instead of pressure. Because consistency is not about being perfect at all. It's about partnership. Okay? Partnership with your body, with the season you're in, with your energy levels, and with your strategy. This is real life, guys. So your identity really isn't that you always fall off. It's I adjust when life demands it. And I get back into alignment without shame. Okay? You make those shifts. We may not like to make those shifts. You just want to truck right through. But this is the thing. You've got to partner with this, your body. Because this is the vehicle you're in. So your mind might think, I am fucking Superwoman and I'm going to do all of this. Lovey, you're not. Because this isn't. This is human, this thing right here. All right. So we've got to partner with ourselves. We've got to partner with reality here. All right. So this week, let's think about where we have been calling ourselves inconsistent when we're simply overloaded. All right, let that guide your 1% shift this week. So if you're a client, bring this to your check-in this week. I want to see where this is showing up for you personally. And if you're listening in and this hits home, your next step is simple. Get your wellness IQ, comment or DM me IQ, and I'll send you the quiz so you can finally understand what your body has been trying to tell you. All right. And I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on the It's Not You pod. Remember, I'm here every Monday at noon Eastern. Bring a friend, share this with a woman who needs to hear it. And I will see you next week.